Every time that I'm on social media, it feels like there is a new crochet gadget that is claiming to solve all of your crochet problems and more. And that's exactly why I am back with a part 2 of testing viral crochet gadgets so you don't have to. Part 1 was just about a month ago, and I have already come across so many new crochet gadgets that we simply must try together. So I've compiled several items that I've found while scrolling through Instagram, TikTok, and Amazon, and together we'll review each gadget, review how well it works, and decide whether or not it's actually worth purchasing. With so many novelty crochet gadgets out there, it can be so overwhelming deciding what is worth the purchase and what is not. And that's why my main goal with this series is to help you make an informed decision on these popular crochet items before you purchase them. So at very least, we're gonna have some fun trying some of these viral crochet gadgets today, and hopefully at the end of this video, I'll have a few gadgets that I'm gonna be happy to keep on hand. Chances are, if you're watching this video, you probably love finding quality products just as much as I do, and the sponsor of today's video, Lumi, is just that. Lumi is a whole body deodorant that's clinically proven to block body odor all day and continues controlling BO for 72 hours. Lumi was invented by OBGYN Shannon Klingman and is pH optimized with premium AHA to use anywhere on your body like pits, privates, and beyond. I personally have been using Lumi for a few months now, and I just love that they are cruelty-free, paraben-free, and don't stain your clothes. When I first tried the Invisible Cream deodorant, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it might feel a bit weird to apply, but I was amazed by how quickly it dries on the skin, and now it's one of my favorites from Lumi. Lumi products come in 8 different scents, but my personal favorites are Vanilla Bliss and Clean Tangerine. The acidified body wash in the Clean Tangerine scent is so good and makes me feel extra clean coming out of the shower. Lumi's starter pack is an amazing deal for new customers. It includes a full-size stick of deodorant, a cream deodorant tube or spray deodorant, and 2 free products like the wipes or the mini body wash I mentioned. Shipping is free, and just for my subscribers, Lumi is offering an additional $5 off when you click the link in my description and enter the code H&H at checkout. That's a deal of over 40% off, which is so amazing, and I would love to hear what scents you end up choosing in the comments below, but you really can't go wrong with any of them. Thank you so much to Lumi for sponsoring this video. Now let's go ahead and try out the crochet gadgets. If you have not seen the first part of this video, I'm gonna link it in the description so you can watch it after this one. But the way that I like to do this is I'm gonna show you the viral TikTok that I found relating to the product that we're gonna be talking about today, if there's one applicable. There are a few items that I'm sharing with you today where there wasn't a TikTok, but they just popped up on my Amazon. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the first TikTok for you now on the screen, and we're gonna watch it together. So this is an interchangeable light up hook set. I could not find the exact one that was in this TikTok, but I found one very similar in this funny case. This reminds me of like Victoria's Secret pink in the early 2000s. This print just feels like something they would have on leggings. If you know, you know. So the main thing that intrigued me about this little set is that the hook itself lights up, but also that the heads of the hook are interchangeable. So my hope is that this is a really great kit to carry with you on the go. So let's go ahead and open it up. It comes with some instructions on how to change out the head of the hook here. It includes a charger for the hook, which is currently in my wall, the hook itself, and then all the different heads. And then this little wrench here, I hope that's what it's called, to change out the head of the hook. So the first thing you'll notice about mine is that I don't have the counter on this one, and I could not find one that had the option to have the counter on it, but that's okay because we have something relating to that later in the video. But you can see here, there is a little button that you press and it lights up just like this. So now let's go ahead and see how the heads actually attach. Honestly, I was getting a little bit concerned here for a second because I didn't see the size on this anywhere, but then I realized it is down here. It is very small. I'm not sure if you can see that, but this is the 5mm head, which is perfect for our project today. I actually didn't even need this little wrench to get this in. It was just a pop in place and then twist, and it does feel pretty secure. I will say the handle itself does feel pretty cheap. This was about $17, I believe, so I don't think it's awful. It is definitely not my favorite handle so far, but who knows? We're gonna work up a granny square with this and see how it feels. And here is the light in the daytime. It lights up pretty nicely and it actually looks really cool. It's almost like a little mini lightsaber. You know, the handle really isn't too bad, but I do feel like I'm going crazy because I swear I keep on turning the light off and then I look over and it'll come back on. And the light itself isn't that bright. When I'm working with it in the light, it's actually a bit hard to tell if it's on or not with my eye. But as far as the comfort goes of this hook, I would say that I prefer it over just a classic metal hook, which does surprise me a bit because the plastic usually isn't my favorite type of hook. I also just realized I think what's happening is that this button is just very sensitive, and so I think that when I turn it off, I'm accidentally hitting the button while I'm crocheting. So that's definitely something that makes me not like this as much. I think that the button should be a little bit harder to press, or maybe even be a switch just so that you're not accidentally turning this on. But I think to give this an honest review, we need to try this in a dark room and see if this actually illuminates our project enough to be able to work on it. All right, it's literally pitch black in my bathroom. I'm gonna turn on the hook right now. Okay, so she's pretty bright. This is actually a lot brighter than I thought it was gonna be. I mean, it's definitely working, I would say. I mean, I am crocheting after all. To be honest, I did not want to like this as much as I did. I notoriously do not like plastic crochet hooks, but I actually don't hate this. The handle is quite comfortable. The head of the hook snaps in really easily. I didn't even need the little wrench tool, and it's really pretty nice to work with. And I'm very surprised at how well it lights up. It definitely was helpful when crocheting in the dark, so I will give it some brownie points for that. I give this like maybe a 3 out of 5 stars. I would say if you like working with plastic hooks or you don't mind it, this might be a really great thing for you because there are a ton of hook head sizes in here ranging from 2.5mm all the way up to 8mm, which is a great bang for your buck and also a really nice carrying case for on the go. The one thing though that I'm not loving about this is that you need to charge it, and personally I'm really bad about charging stuff and remembering to pack chargers when I'm traveling. I would much rather have a battery, but that's a personal preference. So I think overall I actually like this. I didn't want to like it, but it's pretty decent for the price. Now let's see how easy it is to pop this out. I didn't have any issue while crocheting, but I think it's a twist. Yeah, there we go. And then pull. I think that's great. I didn't even need the wrench, so we love that. This next gadget is one that I see a lot, but I have never personally tried and would probably benefit from. So I'm really excited to try this out today. So let's go ahead and play the TikTok.
Super embarrassing to wear these, but if we want to crochet... Okay, so I bought these because my hands have been literally killing me, and I'm making this giant freaking blanket, and my hands hurt, like bad. These ones are fancy because they're copper infused.
So this TikTok has over 1 million likes, which is pretty big for something about crochet. 1 million likes is kind of a lot in the crochet space, so I'm really excited to try these. I personally get a lot of pain in my hands, and how it presents for me is as a burning sensation, and so usually I take that as a sign that I need to stop crocheting because I'm constantly working on all sorts of things. But hopefully this can kind of help with that, help prevent it, and I've heard it can also help improve circulation to your hands. So we're gonna put it to the test, and the way we're gonna do that is I'm gonna wear these for the remainder of the day as we're working on all the different crochet things that we have today, and we're gonna recap at the end of the video, and I'm gonna let you know if I think it's helping or it's relieving any of the pain. I'm actually working on a very large granny square blanket, and that's why I have this one right here that we were working on a minute ago. So as we speak, my hands have that burning sensation. These are the ones that I got off of Amazon. I got the size extra small, which might be a mistake, but we're gonna find out together. And I got them in the beige color just to keep it simple. I believe they were like $10. This is what they look like. They are fingerless and they are very small, but I think they're supposed to be really small. They're supposed to compress your hands and your wrist a little bit, but we're gonna find out. We're gonna see if it's too small. I think it probably would help if I took off my ring, huh? All right, the gloves are on, and you know, off the bat, my hands actually aren't burning and they feel pretty good. They're very tight, but the one thing is that now I have a bit of throbbing in the tips of my fingers, and I can't tell if it's too tight to where it's cutting off my circulation or if it's just kind of tight enough to where they feel a bit uncomfortable. I don't think they're turning purple, so I'm pretty sure they're fine, but overall, the gloves do feel pretty nice on my wrists and up into the back of my hands as well. The compression does feel really good, but but my fingertips might disagree a little bit. Let's try crocheting for a minute with these gloves and see how it feels. Wow, that's kind of weird. I feel like my fine motor skills have gone out the window a little bit, and I feel like I'm just moving a bit slower and things just feel a little weird. I think I will keep these on and we will revisit this at the end of the video, pending my fingers not turning purple. So this next little gadget is something that I don't have a TikTok for. I actually stumbled across these on Amazon and I was reminded because I once saw these in a video from Elise Rose Crochet, but I haven't seen anyone else talk about them, and I honestly forget whether or not she liked them in the video. So I want to show you what these are because they are a little bit funny looking, and basically you use these to insert safety eyes into your plushies. So I like the idea of this a lot because one of the really popular safety eye tools right now is the snapper, and personally I haven't had the best experience with that. Mine actually broke a few months ago after I was using it for a couple of months. It just completely snapped, and I always had to use something else against the snapper to actually get it to snap into something. So I'm really excited to try this, and the reason for that is because once my snapper broke, I ended up using one of these little pieces. I'm not sure exactly what this is, but my husband had one in his toolbox, so I used this, and then I used a mallet, and then that ended up working for me. So I could see this working really well. I went ahead and I got a little circle worked up with my Zaddy Crafts yarn, and then I'm also going to be using these safety eyes because these are notoriously a little bit more tricky to put in, the 3D sinker eyes just like this. So we're gonna go ahead and try that, but first I should probably figure out which size I need because it comes with 3 different ones. So we have a very small one like this, the medium one, and then the large that I was just holding. I have a feeling we're gonna go with medium. We're just gonna ignore my gloves, okay? And I think you need to go around on the back, otherwise you can crack the safety eye. There we go. Okay, look, you might think I'm crazy, but that is officially my new favorite way to insert safety eyes because I was doing something very similar just without that tool, and I was always getting my fingers way too close. But with that wood piece on top, it gives me a less precise area to hit the little metal piece with the mallet. So with that being said, you do probably need a mallet of some sort to get those bigger 3D safety eyes in, but I find it so much easier to use than the safety eye snapper, and I'm curious if I'm the only one that has had some issues with that, but I just personally never had much luck with the safety eye snapper. So this is a great option for something a little bit more affordable, and I really just love it. It gets a 5 out of 5 for me. As long as you're willing to use a mallet with it, it's gonna work great. I don't want to jinx it, but I'm really excited about this next one. I do not have a TikTok to show you for this one as well. This is another thing that I just kind of found on Amazon. I haven't really seen a ton of people use these, but I could see them being like a fun little thing to have in your stash. So what they are is a little pack of these keychain crochet hooks. You better not make fun of me for wearing these throughout the rest of this video, okay? We're doing it for research and science. But they're just a little pack of these crochet hooks that come on a keychain. They're very small and they're also very cheap. So I thought these could be a fun thing to gift or put in like a Christmas stocking or just like a fun kind of crochet gift, but only if they work well. So we're gonna put them to the test because we know that I don't really like metal hooks all that much. So this should be pretty interesting to say the least. So it comes with 3 little hooks on the keychain. We have a 5mm, 4mm, and then a 3mm here. So we have a variety of sizes to use. My concern with this might be pretty obvious. It is that this is a very short little hook, but we'll see how it works up. We're gonna work on our granny square and see if we can get it to work. I'm realizing now I probably should take off the gloves for this one because I feel like it's just gonna make it 10 times harder with these on. All right, so I'm getting started and I'm having a very hard time holding on to this. And I'm not gonna lie, the noise of the crochet hooks on the keychain are a bit overstimulating for me. So I think this might be something that is best used when you pull off the individual hook that you're using so you don't have to crochet with this sound going on. It's a lot tougher to hold than I thought it would be. The crochet hook itself is is not bad, but the length is just what's getting me. You might be able to see here how I'm holding this, but it's probably just really bad for my hands because they're all crunched up because I'm compromising due to the length of this hook. So I'm not even gonna give it any more time. This is a 0 out of 5 stars for me. I think this is a cute like novelty gift, or if you're not using it for a functional purpose, I guess, like if you just want it on your keychain because you like to crochet, I don't know. But personally, it's a no from me. These are very uncomfortable to work with, but thankfully it was only about $5 for this pack of 4, so I'm not too mad about it. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know if I'm missing something, but if I am, let me know in the comments because I'm honestly very confused. These are very uncomfortable. Also, I decided I'm not gonna put the compression gloves back on because I have the fingers all inside out and it is very difficult to turn them back right side out and get the fingers pointing out. And I'm honestly just too lazy. I've been wearing them for about an hour or more at this point. I took a lunch break. I ate lunch with these on and I think they're all right. I do like them. I don't think they're the worst thing. I don't think they're the best thing, but for $10, it might be a decent thing to have. I will say I don't like crocheting with them on. I think this might be more of like a sleep thing or a non-crochet time thing. I much prefer a wrist brace. I feel like that's a lot more comfortable. So maybe 2 out of 5 stars for the gloves. They're all right. There's nothing wrong with them, but I don't know. They're just there on my hands and they make it feel weird to move them. So it's now time to talk about our final gadget for part 2. So let's go ahead and watch the TikTok. So it's a row counter, and maybe this seems silly, but I have never tried one of these. You guys know I love my poppet counter that we talked about in part 1 of this video. That's my go-to, but I'm really excited to try this because I could see this being a total game changer and maybe even changing my mind altogether on the poppet counter. So this is the one that I got on Amazon. It was very inexpensive. It comes in a pack of 2. There's a yellow and a purple, and it comes with quite a few stitch markers, which I always appreciate. We will put these in the tomato with the rest of my stitch markers. I think I'm gonna go with the yellow one because I just love yellow so much. If this needs batteries though, I am going to scream. Hopefully it does not. Okay, thank goodness. It doesn't need batteries. So I see people putting this on their finger like this, which makes sense, makes sense. It almost feels like putting a watch on your non-dominant hand. It's a little bit tricky, but nothing too crazy. And it is adjustable, which is nice. And it is on. I actually think it's really cute. So this big button in the center is the count button. So you press that every time you finish a row or round. There is an LED button which lights it up. Okay, I'm just realizing that right now. So that's nice if you're working in a dimly lit space. And then we also have the reset button. So when you're ready to start a new project or start over your count. So I'm really excited about this. I'm gonna go ahead and work up a couple rounds of my granny square and see what I think of using this. Okay, I love this. I love this so much. This, I hate to say it because you know I love the poppet counter, but this might be a new favorite of mine. It is a new favorite of mine. So I love this, okay? Because it's one less thing you have to carry around. You just keep it on your finger. It's like a cute little ring pop almost, and you can just keep track that way. And honestly, I'm obsessed. This is like my new favorite thing ever. And I know I am so behind on trying this, but this is like 10 out of 5 stars. I really love this so much. It's so easy to use and I think it's really cute. This will be immediately added to my little Notion bag that I take with me everywhere. It has only the essentials in it. I'm just so excited that one of the gadgets on this list was able to make it into my essential only Notion bag because that's very rare. So there it goes, where it will live for the rest of its life. I'm so excited about this. I feel like the highs were high and the lows were low in this gadget review video. We really had a little bit of everything across the board. The counter was an all-time favorite. The crochet hook keychain was an all-time least favorite. But I'm curious to know, what did you like in this video? What are you interested in trying? And which of these gadgets are you thinking that you might want to steer away from now? I would love to know what you think in the comments. I have so much fun reviewing all of these things for you and giving you my honest thoughts and opinions on all of these fun little gadgets. If you're curious to find any of them, I will keep them all linked in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching and being here. It truly means the world to me. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And before you go, don't forget to check out Lumi and the amazing offer that they're providing to my subscribers. All the information will be in the description box below. Thank you so much again to Lumi for sponsoring this video and you for watching. It really means the world to me. I hope you have a great rest of your week and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.